Frankie, Frankie, Frankie,
come
Frankie!
Somebody piss me off. I'm a bull in a china shop. So you better put a helmet on. I'ma scream till I rip my lungs.
Welcome, finally, About Time and KANNER in the flesh and blood
It's true. It's
in
me.
the studio. Looking awesome.
Yeah, I was trying to go for like a really low-key, under-the-radar, like quiet look today.
It's very invisible camouflage
Thank you.
aesthetic.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's great. The jacket, Frankie's going to have a blast chewing on that the whole
Yes,
chat.
That's why I'm wearing it.
No,
for Frankie.
she won't. She's a well-behaved girl. But aren't you happy to see KANNER again? So how have you been?
Fucking amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I love to hear it. You've got music out.
Finally.
I know.
Finally.
And we're going to dive into all of your songs.
Yeah.
And I want to just hear about your life and career
oh my
and
God.
everything
I'll tell you whatever you
in
want.
general. Deal.
Yes.
Okay, in that case, we got some controversial stuff that
Oh,
we're gonna
I
be
love
bringing
it.
up.
Yes, I love controversy.
No, but you for a couple years now been doing writing stuff.
For like 10.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, I've been in LA for 10 years.
Jeez.
Which like feels like 100. So.
And it goes by fast though, because I've been here for 11 years.
So you got here in 2012?
Yeah, I got here in 2012.
Okay, I was a 2013er.
And were you from Chicago?
Chicago originally, but I was living in New York before I moved here.
What were you doing out there?
I was going to school and I was interning at like labels and studios.
Mm-hmm. So it's always been kind of music based.
Yeah, when I lived in New York, I was interning at Wind Up, which is so funny.
nice.
So it was like Seether, Bayside, Finger 11. It was crazy, and it was like very small studios at Quad in Times Square. So I get to meet all the bands and the artists and writers and producers. It was sick.
And how long were you out there for?
4 years.
And then you came out here.
Yeah, and then I walked for graduation and moved to LA the next day.
You walked right across the country.
I did. I just walked in these guys. I walked. all
Oh
the-
my God. Wait, let me see your shoes. I was trying to think of how tall you are just for when we were setting up cameras. I was like, I can't remember. How tall
5'4"
she
and a
is.
half, but I carry myself like I'm 5'9".
Okay, I like it. That's good. 5'4". Our last guest in here.
5'4" and a half.
Oh, 5'4" and a half.
Yeah.
Do you know TX2?
Yeah. mhm.
His song is "I'm a 5'4" man whore."
I'm a 5'4" man whore who slit his wrist. Yet 100,000 kids out there think I'm the shit.
Great interview. Everybody check that one out. So you came out here 2013,
Yeah.
and it seems like music has always been your thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
What happened when you first came out here? How did you actually start to get into the industry?
It's
into the
so
world?
weird, like moving to LA and wanting to work in the industry. You get here and you feel like you've landed on the moon or something. You're like, I don't know what's happening. I know this is where I'm supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
You're like trying to figure out how to move in this space. Like you're like, gravity's weird here.
Big city.
Big city. I knew one person maybe, and I just started kind of like finding little groups of people and like going to shows at like Hotel Cafe. Warner Records used to do this thing called backyard sessions where they'd have their newer artists play a show and then there'd be like drinks and food. So that was always a great place to meet people too.
Yeah. I went to Hotel Cafe for the first time ever
Are you serious?
last night.
Oh, you are behind the ball.
Last night. And I went with Tommy, our friend.
That's such a cool spot.
It's really cool.
Really cool.
John
And-
Mayer shows up there randomly.
What, really?
Like a lot. Like he's known to do it.
So it's like an iconic place.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And I was so new to it. So we were there. Our friend Mike Schiavo was doing
Yes.
a set there. And also Bruce Wigner was there. So we were
yes,
hanging out.
Brucey baby.
And we'll chat about him a little bit too, because you guys have written some really rad stuff
Yeah.
together. That's insane.
Yeah.
But my first thing where I just felt so dumb walking around there is I was sitting around at the bar forever waiting to ask for a water.
Oh, yeah.
And then I asked for one and he's like, oh, it's right over
Oh
there.
yeah, that's embarrassing.
And I was like, what the hell? Like, I've never been here before, so I looked like a new guy.
No, it's fine. Now you know.
Now I know, so now whenever anyone else comes in, I'm going to act like they're just like the idiot.
You're
who
like,
has
oh,
no
you don't
idea
know where
what
the
you're
water
doing in there.
is.
You
It's right
loser.
there.
Idiots.
But it was a cool spot. It
It's
was a
dope.
cute place. So the guy, Mike Schiavo, who shows, I don't know if you're familiar with the name.
I hate myself, but I never change. Just another no good, terrible, horrible, very bad day.
The name sounds familiar. I definitely know him.
Because he actually helped on the Kelsey Carter Goody Grace Rest in Peace song.
Which I co-wrote.
that you
Yeah.
co-wrote.
yeah, at the like years ago. Yeah.
And I had Goody in here.
Oh,
and,
that's so funny. He's so sweet.
And he's such a nice, kind, soft-spoken
Like, he's a sweet
guy.
baby angel.
Yeah. So how did you get into the co-writing side of stuff? Once it all happened, because to try to kind of go down the list of some of the names you've worked with. You worked with Katy Perry on the song.
Oh, I can see it. If you believe it, then you can.
Yep.
You've done Roland the Serpent.
I should be on medication, but my doctor's on vacation. I'm digging your grave.
Done Tilly.
Let go and let God. You can save me. Bless your heart.
Obviously, a lot of Scene Queen stuff.
Yes, my girl.
I put the hoe in a hotel. You're trying to ride up and down with this bombshell. Try to climb the stairs, I'll kick you down with my stiletto. My rates are going up, that's why you can't get on my level.
Set it off stuff.
Yes.
I'm playing with bad luck, 'cause she doesn't give up. Sinking her teeth into my dreams again and again. Get up again.
The list goes on and on. Ryan Oakes, 93 Feet of Smoke.
Honey Revenge.
Honey Revenge, yeah, which their new album Retrovision.
It's so good. I'm so proud of them.
Damn, I'm such an airhead, no strength in my spine. With the best intentions, I can't make it right.
I am so hyped for that band.
They are so good and so lovely, and they put on a great fucking show.
And they now are sounding so good live.
Dude, they're whooping ass.
The first time I saw them was at Chain Reaction. They were opening for Hot Milk.
Yeah.
Just signed to Thriller. And I've seen them so many times since then, and they're so good every time. They're just getting better and better.
so proud of them. Like, they are just, I want the world for
And
them.
how many of the songs on Retrovision did you help out on? 'Cause it
Like
was,
7, I think.
yeah, I was trying to. I like to try to remember like the names of the tracks, but when I started to go, I was like, "There's so many that you have done." Like my favorite song.
This keys got me weak in the knees. Yeah, you play me like I'm stuck on repeat.
And
Airhead. I love Airhead.
That was such a good single for them to put out and lead up to it.
It's literally one of my favorite songs.
I think that band's gonna go far.
I really do too. I love them.
But you, with co-writing, I just mentioned some of the names.
Yeah.
How did it start off for you to start diving into that world?
It's really weird because there's no, like with a lot of other careers, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a lawyer, you go to law school or you go to school to be a doctor.
There's kind of a path to take
right.
for
There's
it.
no path for this shit. Like, you can go to school for music and songwriting and production, but there's no like right and wrong way to do it. So as I was saying, I like got to LA, I started meeting people, started meeting songwriters and producers, and you kind of just like find your people and start working with them. And as you progress in that, then you start working with artists and cuts happen with smaller artists. And then through word of mouth, you meet with bigger artists, or like you'll be out at a bar and you'll randomly see someone with a dog. You'll pet their dog and you're like, oh my God, I've been dying to work with you. And then you'll meet, like, it's kind of luck and a lot of persistence.
That is such an LA thing, like where random big names pop up out of the blue anywhere. Like it's like out of a movie, but there's a reason for that.
Literally,
it's LA.
Yeah, it's just kind of like putting yourself in the right place at the right time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's so much of it is about connections,
Oh,
who you meet,
yeah.
and then who you can just kind of...
Also, just being like a good person. No one wants to work with an asshole.
No, absolutely, 100%. And I
Yeah.
think that's where many careers come and go.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that it's constantly just seemingly been growing for you. What was
Yeah.
some of the first stuff that you worked on?
Oh my God, some of the first stuff.
If it's worth saying.
No, it's always is. There was a few sync songs that I did that I was singing on that like no one will ever know about, but those exist somewhere. I worked with the incredible artist Cray. Do you know her?
Are we all just kids trying to figure it out? What's life even about? Just gonna scream it out loud. Just kids.
Yeah, and you've done a lot
With her. She was one of the first like real artists that I got to co-write with and work with, and I'm so grateful for her. I love her.
One of the, I had, do you know World's First Cinema?
Yeah.
So Phil's new band.
Yeah.
I had them in here for a chat, and that's actually where I embarrassingly found out what sync music was.
Oh my God.
I didn't know that term, but you were dabbling in some of that
I was
stuff.
dabbling. Yeah, it's really great. I mean, you just never know.
So that's movie, or it's like made for like...
It's TV and film and ad space, but sometimes like songs that you work on will get synced.
What Tommy and I were watching that we were wondering if it's sync type stuff, so we asked them, was like, we love trash reality TV.
My favorite. What's your favorite one?
I love it. I
Okay,
love
tell me
trash
your
reality
favorites.
TV.
Tell me your
So
favorite.
first off, what really got me into reality TV,
Yeah.
and what I think is one of the best shows of all time, is Jersey Shore.
I mean, can we like
Sammy's back, which I cannot wait.
Snooki and JWoww are the heroes that we deserve and need. Like,
I was one time at Warped Tour. We had an off day in
Yeah.
Jersey, so we went to the pier and
Oh my
I
God.
visited the shop. And
I'm
the
dying
house.
to go. I think I would be starstruck.
It was so cool, and one thing that I always that's always stuck with me was
Yeah.
the house is like attached to the shirt shop. Like they're
Wait, what?
So like the house is here, and then the shirt shop's the back of it.
No fucking way.
And so all the episodes were like they'd stumble in late or they weren't like on time. I was like, you guys were literally just out the back
I
door.
think the guy who owns the t-shirt shop owns
the house, yeah.
I'm like, bro, good for you,
I
dog.
saw you can Airbnb it now.
Oh, stop it. I want to do that.
How cool would it be to set up cameras just in that house and film your own Jersey Shore
Oh,
weekend?
sign me up. Scene Queen and I were watching the early episodes. Like, we just binged them, and we were like, we need to do this.
Okay, we're gonna make it happen.
I'm going to talk to her. I feel like her and I, we get a few other girlies, maybe Lolo.
That could be so fun.
Oh, it'd be hilarious.
Talk about a great marketing opportunity
Oh,
too,
that's,
just for fun.
sign me up.
That would be so rad. But some of my favorite trash reality TV shows, Too Hot to Handle.
Too Hot to Handle is back.
Oh, of course.
That's what Tommy and we were talking about. We were watching the finale the
Mm-hmm.
other week, and it has the cheesiest song cutaways that
Oh,
always
it's incredible.
have to kind of do with what's happening.
Yeah.
And then we were wondering, like, oh, is that sync music?
Some of it is, and some of it's like real songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is there? Love Island.
Oh, I love Love
yeah.
Island.
As you can see, we're working hard to create the biggest and best season ever.
UK Love Island is like Rosetta Stone for a new language.
Australia for me
Oh,
is
Australia.
the one that I love.
The UK girl is like, yeah, he mugging me, man.
He did what to who?
I
What
feel
did
like
he
I
say?
needed like 2 or 3 episodes to like get inundated with
Oh,
it.
but once you're in,
It's-
like you are into it. I also love The Circle. I don't know if you ever watched.
I've
that one on
watched The
Netflix.
Circle.
but it's not really like a drama,
No,
sex-filled,
no.
like reality show.
Also like The Bachelor and The Bachelorette.
Oh,
which Tommy loves those.
So dumb. Love those.
Great.
Also The Ultimatum.
Everyone is here for the same reason. Someone in your relationship has issued an ultimatum.
That's the one where it's couples, and then they decide if they want to stay together or not.
It's amazing.
the most toxic show
No,
concept
it's amazing.
ever.
The latest season is The Queer Ultimatum.
I saw it.
The best show I've ever watched. I literally savored each episode because I was like, I am obsessed.
There's a new one that I had just told Tommy about called Deep Fake Love.
Si lo que estáis viendo es realidad o ficción.
Is it people falling in love with like deep fake versions?
So this is what happens in
Okay,
it.
give it
This
to
is
me.
wild. This fucking interview is now just about reality
I
TV.
love it.
I have so much more about
By
you
the
I'm
way,
talking
like,
about.
I will go on a reality show. I have no shame
Oh, you,
to my
you
name.
need to.
Yes.
You're in LA. I know. So every season of a show, there's people I know on it. So like on the latest season of Too Hot to Handle, there was a guy on it named Hunter.
Yeah.
I know him. On the last season of The Circle, Brew, the guy who I
I'm
know was on
down.
it.
People are like, you should have your own show.
you would be such a good
And I'm
personality.
like, sign me up. I've almost been on reality TV like 5 or 6 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That your moment is coming.
Listen, I'm down.
You know Jess Bowen?
Yes.
She has a show on Idobi with a DJ named Bowie. And right now, Bowie is on Big Brother.
People have been underestimating me, which is awesome.
Oh, so I almost was on Big Brother. Some
that would've
girl
been rad.
approached me at Trader Joe's in LA.
See? That's what we're
It was the
talking
most
about. In
LA
LA,
shit. She
this
goes,
shit just
she
happens.
goes, I'm so sorry to bother you, but you look awesome. Would you? And I'm like, yes, bitch, sign me up. And then,
And it didn't happen.
but like, I'm ready.
She's ready for her close-up, guys. Come on. She's killing it in front of all these cameras.
Thank you.
So speaking of your look, she said your look was great. Where did the green come from?
Okay, you know, everyone asks. I wasn't born green. I know, everyone's shocked.
What?
I know. Okay, so here's really where it started. And preface, like, I've done it before. A lot of these other green girlies, we love them.
You're the OG.
I'm the OG. Of course, hats off to Lil Aaron. It looks great on him, too. Show credit where credit's due. Like 6 or 7 years ago, I was experimenting with, like, safety wear. Like the vests and like construction
Yes.
outfits.
I feel like I've seen pictures of
Yeah.
you in that
It's
kind of
hilarious.
stuff.
I've always loved dressing bright and bold and like kind of avant-garde and strange. So I was wearing those for a moment. The orange, I looked a little bit like a clown. And I was like, this is not my look. The yellow like washed me out a little, but the green always was a vibe. And I remember I was at Lollapalooza one year wearing the green vest. I had glitter on, green sunglasses. Like I definitely looked like I was going to the festival. And somehow I finagled a golf cart into an area I wasn't supposed to be in. And they thought I was more important than I was. And it like went off like a light bulb. I was like, oh shit, this is it. People think I'm really important for no reason. Perfect.
Great.
So that's kind of where it was started.
And you've stuck to it.
Yeah.
And I think it's great. I think it
Thank
matches
you.
your vibe so much. It's all I've ever known you as.
Thank you.
But it works. And then we were talking about, you, Scene Queen, going on Jersey Shore sometime. I want that to happen now.
Listen, let's do it.
We need to talk to labels, figure out a budget.
Listen, I have so many other people who would be so fun with.
That would be so rad. But so Scene Queen, she's someone who's also very known for her colors.
Yeah.
She's all about the pink.
Yeah,
She was
that's my girl.
My first interview this year in here, and
Yeah.
I'm very glad you're back now. But with spooky season is coming up,
Yes.
the Halloween time. Tommy, pull your phone out or whatever you got.
Let me see.
So Tommy and I, we haven't read each other our lists, but we came up with a list of what we think some great collab costumes are
Oh.
that Kanner and Scene Queen
Stop.
Some
could
couple
be
costumes.
Oh my
couple
God.
costumes for Halloween this year.
I'm so down. Please, I would love to hear these.
All right, Tommy.
I want to know some of yours.
Yeah.
We should like do back and forth.
So my first one is Fairly Odd Parents.
Obviously, Cosmo and Wanda.
Yep,
Cosmo and Wanda.
yep.
I
We've
thought
done it.
That would be great. Have you done that
Not
one?
like actually, but we've shown up. I remember we showed up. It was Mothika's release party. It said wear all black, and we were texting. We're like, obviously we can't. We have to wear our colors. We showed up in almost the exact same outfit from the same store.
Was that the one, the circus themed one?
Yes,
Yeah.
and we had the same skirt with like the little puffy. It was.
Oh, and it
so
wasn't
funny.
planned.
No.
I don't know if you recall, but that night I was like running around with a phone
Yes,
and a little
I do.
microphone.
I think that's where we first met.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I had like a little microphone because Mothika said, "Hey, can you film people
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about the album? I need to cut the footage of this because I have you guys in it."
Oh.
And we didn't test the mic that she gave me before, and it was just peaking and cracking and cutting
Fuck
out the
yeah.
entire time.
Absolutely.
So it's literally just like.
Honestly, that's how we talk to each other, so that's perfect.
And it actually ended up being perfect. I thought it
Yeah,
was messed up, but it was
thank
just
you.
your voices.
Album Nocturnal is a fucking smash.
Yeah, that's
So-
how we actually sound.
So first one from my list is Fairly Odd Parents. Tommy, what's yours?
What about Kermit and Miss Piggy?
Oh,
Oh.
that's fire as fuck.
Kermit and Miss
good.
Piggy.
Honestly, I'm so down for that.
That would be a good
That's
one.
a good one.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I don't need to say mine anymore. No, I
you-
do. Oh, fuck. I didn't write mine down because I was like, I'm not going
I'm
to forget these.
prepared. Nick Major.
So one that I had, this was a dumb one, but it's just a watermelon.
Yeah.
And this costume, you guys have to be stitched together somehow because you are the outside of the watermelon. She's the inside of it.
I love it.
Not the same
You carry
response as Kermit.
Scene
And
Queen
No,
around.
Kermit
Yeah,
and Miss
you carry-
Piggy is brilliant.
I think that Kermit and Miss Piggy might take it. Tommy, what do you have next?
Patrick Starr and Plankton.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
that
I
would
do
be
love
good.
SpongeBob.
That's great.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
Tommy, you're hired.
Yeah, Tommy, you're doing good. I had Princess Peach and Luigi or a pink Mario in Luigi.
Oh, that's cute. That's a vibe.
That'd be cool.
that'd be good.
I would do like, I feel like we could do Princess Peach and
Bowser,
Yeah.
yes.
I would be
that
down
would
for
be
that. I
badass.
do love the menacing characters.
Yeah.
Mike Wazowski and Boo.
Oh,
Monsters Inc.
Tommy, you killed
Because
this.
she
Tommy,
wears the pink
are you
shirt.
looking for a job? Do you want to join the KANNER
Yes.
marketing
Can
team?
I be the costume designer?
Yes, please.
You guys could take the best photos of some of these. Mine are so dumb now. I'm like, because listen to this one.
I thought that Nick was gonna have all these, so I wrote down 5 extra as
You
well.
went above and Beyonce.
Above and Beyonce.
Also, your wall outside is bright green.
The,
Did you do
oh,
that for me?
yeah, we specifically did it today.
Yeah.
No, we had a
Yes.
production company that does like special effects
Okay.
for years. I think they left for COVID.
So they were doing,
never
like, a
came
green
back.
screen thing?
Yeah, and I've used it for green screens.
I've never seen it, and I've been here before. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, it's been there.
I was like, is this about me?
Yeah, we painted for you. The mural is coming up.
Thank you. Yeah, I love that.
What else was mine aren't even good now because this was a dumb one that was like a joke.
No,
but I
let's
was
hear
like,
it.
What?
I was like a lawn plastic flamingo on grass.
Honestly?
You know.
I thought about that.
But somehow in mine I was like, but Kanner's laying on the ground on wheels the whole time.
I'll just be a lawnmower.
Scene Queen is on
I like
top.
that.
Oh, a lawnmower would
Yeah.
be good. Yeah. Tommy, blow us away with another.
Yeah, Tommy.
No,
insane
now there's
one.
too much pressure.
No, Tommy, you're hired.
The Grinch and Cindy Lou Who.
Oh my god.
I love the
Tommy
Grinch.
wins. You should leave. You
I-
guys should switch, actually.
All of these are so good. What the hell?
Let's see. Oh, Ogre Shrek and Human Shrek. That
That'd
one's
be
a
cute.
little.
That one's a little weaker, I
No,
think. but
I
she
do love
gassed.
Shrek.
You know?
I do love Shrek.
My bad one was extra spearmint gum and bubble yum.
Those are still
That's
fabulous.
still great.
That's pretty much it.
Wow, Tommy.
Those are solid.
Ding, 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 Tommy.
I feel like I had another one, but I lost it once yours started to be so good. I had the flamingo.
So now you have enough for every Halloween party
every
in
Halloween
October.
party.
Honestly, that's just like every night of the week we're gonna go.
Take some of those. Take some of Tommy's. Those are some winners.
Yours are good, but Tommy.
Mine. You don't have to be nice. Okay, you can.
Tommy, yours were incredible.
Thank you. How did you guys meet? You and Scene Queen, because you are a duo that, as long as I have known you guys, are very attached at the hip.
I love her. It's so funny. I guess we had met at a 4th of July party, and I didn't remember because I'm terrible. And she was like, "We met." I was like, "I was so sorry." I was enjoying my 4th of July. I was a little litty. But Eric Tobin introduced us, and he was like, "I need you to meet this girl. You need to." And then I met her at a show at the Moroccan, and I was like, I love you. And then we started working together a few weeks after, and it's just the most freeing, fun, off the hinges, wild shit I've ever been a part of. And I'm so grateful to her and to everyone involved in that project.
And now you have been able to help out with so many of the songs that she's worked on. I know that you did a bunch on Bimblecore, Volume 2.
Yeah.
And I thought it was rad that you got to also help out with. Did you help out with Barbie and Ken?
Yeah.
Barbie needs to listen when I fucking talk.
Barbie thinks Ken is about to get shot.
Which was so cool because I know for her that was such a big deal to work with Cody.
Yeah.
So that's so rad.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's just an ever-growing relationship.
She's one of the most talented writers and artists I've ever worked with. Like, she's fucking brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
She's incredible lyricist, melodies, like marketing. She just is brilliant.
I think together you guys are a good pair of just being able to kind of inspire each other and be there for each other.
I'm very lucky. She's awesome.
Yeah, that's rad. I hope someday you guys will collab on a KANNER track or on a Scene Queen track with vocals. Because
you never know.
Your voice is getting out there now.
Yes.
You have been putting out songs. I think this was an original song. Was Gorgeous Girls Love Soup?
That
an
was
original
just
song?
That was just me fucking around.
But that was you, right?
Yeah.
Gorgeous girls love soup. Soup girls are the most popular girls in the chicken coop.
Well, there was a girl who
Fantastic.
sang it. She didn't even sing it. She was like doing it on TikTok as a sound.
Oh, you legit made it.
Yeah, and I saw it and I was like, this is the dumbest and greatest thing. Let me turn it into a song.
Gorgeous girls love soup. Soup girls are the most popular girls in the chicken coop.
Have you heard Dog Frog, our song that we made
Oh,
for
yes,
Frankie?
I have. Because I love dogs and I love frogs.
So
It's so
that
cute.
was perfect. But so that's what that one was. It's from a TikTok one. There's
Yeah.
like this song about gorgeous girls loving soup. Very quick blurb. What it reminds me of is like
I love soup.
Blink-182's Pool song.
Yeah.
Oh.
See some naked dudes.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's
Nothing
just
to do
this
with that.
woman eating soup, and she's like, "Gorgeous girls love soup," and there was more to it. And I was like, "This is girls love soup. Soup girls
I think that's a scientific fact that
Yeah.
girls do
love
do
soup.
love soup.
I love soup.
No, I love lamp. So I
Right.
think it's really, I think
Yeah.
it's a
It's
beautiful
perfect.
thing. You and Bruce Wigner, we
Yeah.
talked about him briefly earlier because I saw him last night
love him.
out at Hotel Cafe for the first time.
He's a sweetie baby angel.
I wanna lose anything that's gonna remind me that I can't put me first.
Back in 2020, 2021,
I think we started in 2020.
and you guys ended up writing a song that went on to become Electric
Yeah.
for Katy Perry.
Wild.
In the dark when you feel lost, wanna be the best, but at what cost?
Which was used in a Pokemon
Soundtrack, 25th anniversary.
which is incredible. So how did that come to be, and then how did it elevate to the spot? where Katy
It blows
Perry
my
got it?
mind still to this day because
Yeah.
as a kid I was a huge Pokemon nerd. Like, Pokemon was my shit.
Mm-hmm.
I had the cards, the video games, still playing Pokemon Go. Like, big fan of Pokemon.
I should have also said I also had Jigglypuff
Oh
and,
my God.
and
Oh,
Bulbasaur.
hell yeah.
as,
A+.
man.
Tommy with the gold.
Tommy, I just want to see this photo. Tommy, you need to direct a photo shoot. With all of
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Yeah, Tommy's hired now.
So that was one thing I love in people's music careers. One of
Yeah.
my favorite things is just full circle moments.
It was crazy. And like a few months before that, there was another opportunity for some animated film that I had done a song for. And I was really excited and it didn't fall through. And I was like, or it fell through and I was like, damn, like whatever. And it was like a sign. So we had gotten the brief. It was myself, Bruce, Al Calderon.
Don't know what I'm doing to get some attention from you.
And Lucas Marks.
I believe that I can see the light inside you starting to die.
And we had gotten the brief for the song, and they said it was like a female artist empowerment anthem, like about overcoming obstacles at Capitol. And we're like, okay, we think we know who it is.
So at this point, the team reaching out knows we want a Katy Perry song.
No, we they didn't say it specifically. We just had the brief from the label.
Okay, but
they said a female at Capitol.
Okay.
With an empowering, I think they referenced Firework or like something. I was like, okay. So we kind of knew, but we didn't know. And this was peak COVID too. Like, I think we were FaceTiming someone in. Like, we shouldn't have all been in a room together. Like, it was COVID season, and we were like sitting in four corners of the room in this big studio. And we kind of were like, okay, let's just do it as it would be a Katy song, like this inspirational thing. It like has a full arc of the song, and I'll never forget. Bruce was playing this amazing like guitar thing, or it was part of the song, and I was just fucking around. I was like, in the dark when you feel lost, like kind of joking. Bruce was like, yes, keep going, and I was like, oh shit, and we just kept creating from that and building it. And it just felt like magic that day. We were like, oh shit, we have something special. But we kept getting back and forth notes from the label, and they're like, we love it, but there's songs in the loop. And I was like, fuck. I was like, God damn it. Like, this is it. I know it.
Do you fine tune it at that point?
We fine tuned it. We changed some lyrics. At one point, they were like, we want Monsters and Strangers on it with John Bellion. And we were like, holy shit, fuck yeah. They changed some things. They sent it back to us. We sent it back. Then they're like, okay, this is it. But of course, COVID, it's like crazy. Everything's going on. Kept getting delayed and pushed back. And we were like, oh my God, it's coming out this. And there was all these like, oh, she could be playing it here and all these other things. But then it finally came out 2 days before my birthday or 2 days after my birthday in 2021. Awesome. Yeah.
How did you find out finally, yes, this is a Katy Perry song?
They told us once we had sent it back a few times. They're like, by the way, it's for Katy. And we're like, holy fucking shit. Side note, I had emailed her manager when I was 16 years old, sending him music.
Really? Same manager?
Yeah, same manager.
Oh.
Like, embarrassingly enough. His name is Bradford Cobb. I haven't met him ever, but if you see this, Bradford, hello. Sent him an email, and he responded.
Oh, that's great.
Like, I was 16 years old, and he was like, great music, like, keep up the good work. Something super nice and, like, very, just like crazy that he even emailed me back. Mm-hmm. So it was a total full circle moment.
2 full circle moments from the Pokemon side to the Katy Perry side.
And also like Katy Perry's the GOAT. Like she is the pop queen of our dreams. She's the teenage dream. So like I'll never forget. I remember hearing the version of her singing it. I was in a session. I stepped outside in the parking lot. I was at Big Noise actually, the Noise Nest, and I heard it and I was like crying. I remember I saw Nick and Travis. They're like, how's it going? I was like, yeah, she got this.
So she would have been singing what you had sang on?
Yeah.
That you sent over?
Yeah.
That is so cool.
It was the craziest shit ever.
How is it to hear someone like Katy Perry singing words that you wrote?
It's the dumbest feeling ever. It doesn't feel real. You're like, what? Is that happening?
Uh-huh. And then I loved it because then the music video had Pokemon.
Oh my God, I gagged. I was like, oh my God, there's Pikachu, there's Pichu. I was dead.
Uh-huh.
It was everything.
So when you're writing with an artist, like, what's the process like of being a writer? Because I just feel like you're put into a room, whether it's even over Zoom, I guess, which I imagine wasn't nearly as intimate and exciting.
Yeah.
But you meet an artist, you sit down and start writing, expecting hopefully they're going to be vulnerable with stuff they're going to write about. Like, how do you do it?
I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. But I'm sure it's similar to what you're doing when you interview people. It's like getting to know someone, getting them to trust you and feel comfortable, like wherever you are is a safe space so that they can, kind of unload emotionally what they're dealing with.
Yeah.
So I kind of like to play therapist. And a lot of the artists that I work with, I do have a little bit of a rapport with them, or I know friends of friends, so they feel a little bit more comfortable. But when it's someone who I've never met, I kind of, I'm an open book. I'm like, listen, here's what I'm going through. Like, I'm feeling these things. I'm feeling a little crazy, whatever, to try and get them to feel more comfortable.
Mm-hmm. And how do you guys decide, like, what you're going to write the song about? Do you ever try to find something maybe you're going through together at the same time?
Yeah, sometimes that happens. A lot of the times I just kind of ask the artist, like, are we doing singles? Are we doing an album? Do you have a vision for your project? Some artists are like, okay, the album's called this, and I want songs that feel like this, this, and this. So that kind of helps. or if I've never met them, or if I have met them, I'll go in and kind of like listen to their music, look at their socials, and see how they speak and what song lyrics and titles might be something fun that they would say.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll come in with like my homework done.
How did it happen to where you found yourself comfortable enough to put yourself in a room with artists to offer up your own ideas of writing and to help them bring their ideas to life?
It's interesting when you're writing for yourself, or anything that you do for yourself, you're very close to it. So when you're writing for other artists, you don't feel as close to it, like personally. So it's, in my opinion, it's easier to help other people kind of see their vision
than it is with your own.
Oh yeah,
it's
it's
all
wild
just you.
because then you're like in your head, you're like, am I good? Does this make sense?
Have you ever had like an idea that was so good that you loved so much that you almost didn't want the artist to have it?
Yeah.
How's that?
There's been 2 incidences. One, I was like, fuck, I shouldn't have given that person this idea. I was
Yeah.
like, and now it's not going to see the light of day. I'm like, damn it. But over COVID, I co-wrote a song for an artist and I loved it. And as we were writing it, I was like, this song's for me. I was like, shit. And then it sat. And I just reached out to the artist because I was like, I want it for my project. And they approved it. We just found this out. So there is a song. I got it back.
Oh, that is so good. And especially now you're at a point in your career where you are doing more forward-facing stuff for your own name.
Yeah, it's really exciting. You'll hear the single probably in the next few months. But I'm really excited. But sometimes it does happen where you're... And then it's like, do you want to... You know, you can't be too precious with ideas because the brain's always going. You're always going to be experiencing something as a human every day.
Also, with like the opportunities presented, I think it's important to show why you are the person that people want to work with.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you can bring good stuff to the table. But the first original song of yours that you put out was "Bull in a China Shop."
Yeah.
Somebody piss me off. I'm a bull in a china shop. So you better put a helmet on. I'ma scream till I rip my lungs. I make friends with all my rage, and she's taking center stage. Somebody piss me off. I'm a bull in a china shop. I'm a bull in a china shop.
That came out back in March.
Yeah.
And featured 93 Feet of Smoke.
Love him.
And first off, why your first song did you want to have a feature on it?
I don't wanna have to play nice. I don't really wanna be that guy. Car crash on the inside. Cut the brakes to my fast life. Made a deal with madness. And there's no turning back.
So with Bull in a China Shop, it just kind of felt like a bat out of hell. Like just noisy, loud, and I wanted to get someone else's take on it. And he heard the song, and I wasn't even thinking about features at the time, but he heard it and was like, yo, this is so sick, I want to hop on it. And I was like, hell yeah. And I had been working with him on his last project, and
you have a song out with him this year as well, right?
I did a feature on his album as well.
I know that you wanna spill your guts, but your walls too high. I know.
And he's just an incredible human, and it felt like the right fit. And he's just a baby angel.
Yeah, and I love there's some great harmony parts in that song with both
amazing.
of your voices.
Yeah.
Just because it's a guy and a female vocalist, and it just sounds so cool. And that song, it was kind of, it had some pop punky riffs
100%.
to it, some rockiness to it. But I guess, how was it for you to be putting out a song for yourself and to be working on something that you knew was going to be your voice?
Wild.
Yeah.
It was wild. It felt like for so long I've like been, I'm an artist. And that's, you know, in LA, you're like waiting for the right time, strike when the iron's hot. All these other things are happening. So it felt really, really good. Very nerve-wracking, but now that the first one's out, I'm like, okay, got it. It just feels awesome.
Does it make you just eager to put more of your own stuff out there?
I'm so trigger happy. I'm like, oh, I want to put more songs out and go on tour and play with some other artists that I love.
Yeah, which I think it's great that you've been building up such like a proof of your skill and ability.
Yeah.
And you have now just released your second song, Megaphone Mouth.
Yes.
Something keeps happening, it's always happening. People pick into my brains. I'm too loud, so jacket, hold me down. Yeah, I think I'm going insane.
Which is a very different vibe than Bull in a China Shop.
Yes.
Tommy and I were both saying like it would be a cool album opener.
Yeah.
Like that song. And I mean it's kind of creepy and dark and chaotic.
Yes.
Shut up, are you listening? Megaphone Mouth, I'm using it. It's too late, you make me sick. I'm throwing up my thoughts, we're vomiting.
So I worked on that with Devin from Icy Stars.
Yes, Devin Oliver.
I love him. He's amazing. I co-wrote it with Syra, who's an incredible artist and writer. Cody Tarpley added production. Zach Jones added his mix and master to it. So I had a good team. But I had been feeling just for the past 10 years that, you know, as a woman in music and as someone in the alternative space, like being too much versus too little, and being a woman, like you have to be nice but not too nice, and you know, you got to be sweet but not too sweet, you got to dress nice but too much you're slutty, just honestly a lot of stuff. And I was just ready to scream my head off. So this song kind of came out of that feeling of like, I'm just gonna fucking say everything I've been thinking for the last 10 years, and I'm not gonna give a fuck what the result is.
And I just love the idea that it's your words, that it's you writing it.
Yeah.
Because as you were saying earlier, like when you're writing with someone else, like yes, you love the song, you have a connection to it. But when I hear this stuff, and I've heard so many of the stuff that you've written on, it's cool to know that these are pieces so from your heart.
Oh, yeah.
That are actually just you writing it.
Oh, yeah.
And I know our good friend, Matty Vogel, he did
He filmed the artwork, and he filmed the visualizer.
And the artwork for it, which was great. So I didn't know you knew Matty, but then I
He's
find out
amazing.
everybody knows everybody
and,
here.
Maddie and Mandy from Mr. Wives were like
Yeah, his
co-art
girl.
directing it. And I love her. By the way, the new Mr. Wives album, Nosebleeds.
They live just right around here.
Yes.
And we started seeing flyers,
Oh,
Mr.
the
Wives
signs?
flyers
Yeah.
everywhere.
Oh, I
and
love
we're
it.
Like, I feel like
So
Matty was
smart.
running around
So
putting those up.
they were like art directing it, and then my really good friend Sam Gongle, who's also an amazing singer, she was singing in Marion Hill for a while, and they were the arms in the video.
Okay, cool.
It was
Right on.
so fun. We were crying and laughing. We had the best time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I love Matty. And for people who don't know, he's like a world top tier photographer, done stuff with
Creative director.
Yeah.
Also the nicest dude.
He's
like,
so nice.
Baby angel. Like the nicest, sweetest. Him and Mandy are everything. And we named their fake production company, which is now Real Pepper Productions, after one of their cats.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yes.
I love it. So every time he walks in here, I'm like, okay, Vogel's here. I'm happy to see this face because he's always
the
a
best.
good man. And yeah, because I've known him for years, and watching when he went out with like Billy and stuff. That's just, I love seeing like my friends have successes.
He's the nicest dude.
And
like,
yeah. Oh yeah. Nothing. And I was
stupid talented.
incredibly talented.
Like crazy.
Oh, the man has got pure talent.
Yeah.
And I was so happy. I didn't even realize actually that he had done this stuff. Tommy told me just like a few minutes before you came in here. He was just browsing stuff, and he's like,
Did you see who took her latest
Yeah,
album artwork?
he's like, I'm on out. I might tell you to surprise you.
There's
during
a
the
reason
interview."
it looks so fucking good.
For years, well, when I first got Frankie, she was a baby, and
Wait, you first got her and she was a baby.
she was
That's
a baby.
crazy.
But my profile photo for ages was me holding her in my hands with like an orange backdrop, and Maddie took that picture, and then I was just like,
Frankie, are you a star?
Frankie, you're a shining star. What are you doing? Are you trying to get your little lamb chop?
She is. She's getting her lamb chop.
Is there a lamb chop version of the Halloween costumes that we can do? No, I don't think so.
be.
I'm sure.
So what is coming up for you? You're always so busy. If people follow your socials, they can see the amount of work that you're constantly a part of. But what's coming up for you?
There are more singles coming.
Love it.
And there's an EP coming.
Oh, woo!
Yes.
Are these all singles that are going to be a part of the EP?
Potentially. Some of them yes, some of them no. We're still trying to figure it out. I have a name for it.
She's going to leak it right here, right now.
No,
the name is...
Okay.
I saw you started working with Position Music.
Yes, I just signed my publishing deal there.
Which is very exciting.
Yeah.
Some great names. I know Ryan Oakes is a
Yes,
part of them as
he
well.
is amazing.
So how did that all come to be? And what's this going to allow for the future of you?
Honestly, it's so funny talking about being like in the right place at the right time. I had
LA.
known them for a minute. Like I've known Position, the company, for a long time. They're amazing. And a friend of mine was cutting one of the A&R's hair and was telling him about me. And he reached out.
This is what we're talking
This is
about,
the most
LA.
LA shit, but like this is how it happens.
What's the okay? Well, and I'm very happy to hear
Yeah.
that you have a team building up behind
I'm
you as
so
well.
grateful. Like truly, they're an incredible company, and the people there are unbelievable.
And do you obviously you're going to be playing shows at some point? Do you have any plans?
There is a show
yet?
coming December. It hasn't been announced yet, but there's an artist that is amazing, and I am going to be
KANNER.
opening for them. It's me. Yeah, I'm opening for myself.
But that's great. So you're gonna have a show coming up.
Uh-huh.
And did you go up on stage or do anything at the Scene Queen show or at any show? Or have I seen you on stage
I
before?
did jump on stage when we were young last year with Royal and the Serpent.
Nice. Who you have worked with, who we love.
I love her.
Just
She's
wrapped up her Fall
She's
Out
a
Boy tour.
bad bitch. I'm so proud of her.
Oh my God, she did a session in here. She's got one of the coolest voices.
She really does. Also, she's the nicest too.
She's so
Yeah,
sweet.
super sweet.
I adore her. I'm so happy that all the success that she's had. But yeah, you've written with her. You jumped up on stage with her.
And then I jumped up in last October with Stan Atlantic.
Oh, nice.
And,
We've had them in. They're awesome.
Yeah.
That's
and
great.
I performed, I did like on one of the verses on Death Wish.
Oh, that's great.
And Bonnie's like, "I can't. You want to come on and perform?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
I always find it interesting. That,
I love Stan Atlantic too.
In Australia, are they Australian?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so they're Australian. I'm an Australian citizenship, by the way.
No,
my dad's from Melbourne, so because of that, I have dual citizenship.
And you have a great Australian accent.
And I don't have one.
Yeah, you do.
But
Let's hear it.
But okay, what could I say? I think the worst thing when someone tells you to do an accent is what are you gonna say?
Yeah, my
with that
accents are
accent?
terrible, but so fun.
Let's try one out.
Just do the rest
we got
of the interview.
fucking KANNER here in the studio today at
Sup,
Idobi
cunt?
Radio.
Sup cunt is their favorite.
And you can say cunt in Australia,
Cunt.
and it's all right.
You want to do a shoey?
It's
mate?
always weird to me that word, which watch me get canceled somehow. I don't know, but it's like one of the worst words in the U.S.
They use
But
it like it's hello, how
That's
are
how
you,
you say.
friend?
If you don't say it to someone, it's
It's
offensive. I'm pretty sure.
disrespectful. It is.
In London or in England and in Australia, it's just, and I wish we had that here. I wish we could just say that. It's just a fun word to say.
It is.
It's cool stuff. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
good stuff.
So you got the show coming up. You got an EP. You got more songs. I'm guessing you're keeping plenty busy behind the scenes as
Yeah,
well.
writing with some awesome artists and bands. Some things are coming.
Dream collabs for you for a KANNER song. Who would you love to work with on a KANNER track? Whether it's just behind the scenes or a guest vocal.
There's some coming. That
Oh man!
literally, so like some of my dream collabs are happening,
Nice.
and it's fucking crazy. I'm like pinching myself.
I love to hear that. That is so cool. So let's speak beyond that then. I don't want you to spoil or reveal any of
no.
that for now. But then ones that you're not working with now, who would you love to in the future work with? Like just an artist that you'd love
I would die to work with Ash Nico.
Who's Ash Nico?
Are you serious?
Oh my God.
Nick Majors fired. Ash Nico is fucking amazing.
I sound so horrible right now. Break
do.
down Ash Nico for me, please.
Everything. She's just everything.
What kind of music? I'm going to be cutting to clips of it now. And
I can't even explain. You just have to listen to it. She's amazing.
Feed the beast on broken dreams, pheromones and amphetamines, drama queen make murder scenes, cutthroats and I feel better.
I'd love to work with K-Flay. Obsessed with K-Flay.
I love K-Flay. I do know that one. K-Flay's incredible.
She's a Chicago girl. I'm from Chicago, and like we went to like enemy high schools, which I love. So I would die to work with her.
Did she just announce a track with Pierce the Veil?
She did. It's so good. Irish Goodbye.
I know it's now or never. Take one last look at me before I go into the night. In the blink of an eye.
It's so good.
And she came in here and did a session with Grandson
Yeah,
once.
Grandson too. I'd love to work with him.
Oh, he's a powerhouse.
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah. There's so many names.
There's so many names. I just would honestly like just love to collaborate.
Yeah. What was this music you grew up listening to?
Okay, so surprise, I was an emo girly.
No.
I know. Are you shocked?
What?
So, Chicago suburbs, you're getting bullied on the bus. I have like my Fall Out Boy in my
There you
headphones.
go,
It's
Fall
like,
Out
Dead
Boy.
on the Rival. Big Fall Out Boy girly. Senses Fail, Panic at the Disco, Avril Lavigne, Paramore, our Lord and Savior.
Man, I guess
The Veronicas, like.
Oh yeah, I properly saw Paramore. I'm trying to think. No, because I saw them out when we were young, but then I got a
Same.
much more intimate viewing of like their first show. I forget where it was,
Yeah.
but the first show of their tour, and it was much more up close and personal. But God, they are so good live.
So good.
It is incredible.
So good. I just saw Yellow Card live too.
Nice. Yeah, they're back.
It was the 20th anniversary of Ocean Avenue.
Tommy, one of your favorites, right?
Yep.
Hearing those songs live, my head exploded. I was like, this is awesome.
No, I love to see a lot of those artists now are collaborating with artists from the current generation.
I love it. It makes me so happy. So any of like my musical heroes that I grew up listening to, I will collaborate with them.
Yeah, that's
anytime.
rad. How did you decide that when it came to kind of creating your artist persona, or whatever, to go with your last name?
So I grew up dancing and playing sports and doing all those fun activities. And in a lot of that, no one's calling you by your first name. It's a lot of last name stuff.
Yeah.
So I grew up hearing it. And then I remember one of my mentors in college, he'd always call me KANNER. And he'd be like, KANNER, what the fuck do you want to do? You want to make music? Go to fucking LA. And I was like, okay, guess I'm going to LA.
So it's stuck.
It's stuck. And
it's a good last name.
I also
to have a
like
name
that
off
it
of.
doesn't, like, you don't know what I am when you hear it.
Yeah. And how does it come when you want to be making your own music, when you're releasing your own stuff, because you have your hand in so many different genres of productions, when it comes to like you wanting to write a song, how do you establish like what KANNER is going to sound like? Like you said with your name, what is it going to sound like?
Yeah. It definitely lives in the alternative space for sure. There are guitars, there are drums. But what's fun is because I've been able to experiment with all these amazing artists and bands and different subgenres in rock and in alternative music. That's kind of what it is. And the EP is going to be a lot of that. There's going to be songs that are more heavy, maybe more pop punk, more experimental.
And that's fun that you have the opportunity and just kind of like the experience of working with all of those to figure out a way to actually make it work within what you can.
Because I feel like
vocally
that's
put on it.
what's a part of me. And that's, from music that I grew up listening to music that I've been making now.
Everybody check out KANNER, Bull in a China Shop. Awesome song. The latest song, Megaphone Mouth.
Megaphone Mouth.
Megaphone Mouth, Megaphone Mouth, Megaphone Mouth, Megaphone Mouth.
I can't say it 12 times
It's a
fast.
little tricky to say.
Megaphone Mouth.
But it is out now, and you've got a lot in the works. So yay. Frankie, come on up to end this interview on a high note.
Frankie.
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 Hey, bye, Frankie. Good job. Thank you. I think that will really end it.
Yeah.
I think that actually
The cheering
ends it.
Frankie?
Yeah, the
Frankie.
cheering Frankie.
Wagging her tail.
Oh, you were happy. She's like, why did you say my name? Why did you say